And by having a sports personality, someone who has seen it all and continues to see it all, is a great achievement for us and an honor. Allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome our chief guest for his address, Mr. Aasif.
The trustees of the Oshwal Education and Relief Board, the Honorable Secretary General of the Oshwal Education and Relief Board, Mr. Dharmesh Shah, the Chairman of the Sports Hub, and my good friend, Mr. Kishore Shah, the Principal of Oshwal Academy, Mr. Banerjee, all protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen, parents and students and teachers of Oshwal Academy, good afternoon. Today is the Sports Honours Awards ceremony of the Oshwal Academy, where the sportsmen and the sportswomen will be honoured for their performances and achievements during the year. I have been honoured and invited to speak this afternoon on unity through sports and my outlook on sports as a way forward. This subject could not have come at a better time, especially with the ongoing turmoil of disunity in the globe and various opportunities through sports. In my experience over the years, there are at least 3 events that unite people irrespective of skin, color, creed, or religion: sports, music, and arts. The top on the list, in my list, is sports. For most of us who follow any of these activities globally, you will note and agree that it does not matter what color or religion you belong to in any of those activities. As we are focused today to talk on sports, you will appreciate the role and the influence sportsmen and sportswomen globally play in the society. Until recently, most of the top black or Indian sportsmen and women were undermined. The influence that sportsmen such as Tiger Woods, Sachin Tendulkar, our Kenyan David Rudisha, or Mahendra Singh Dhoni, the Indian cricket captain, have made a great impact to the sports world and to the society in general. When India plays cricket, it is irrelevant who is playing in the team or which particular religion a player belongs to. The entire Indian nation and the Indian diaspora support India to win in cricket. In Kenya, when we watched our athletes on television dominate in the marathons all over the world, it does not matter what tribe the runner is from, a Kenyan has won. These are some of the examples that gives evidence on how sports can unite one another and improve a greater understanding with one another. One of my experiences during the time I captained the Kenya cricket team, I think it was a unique situation for Kenya, unlike other international cricket teams. Cricket, as you all know, is a team sport where every player plays an important part towards its success. The Kenyan team comprised of Asians and Africans. In the Asians, we had the Hindus and the Muslims. Among the African players, we had players from different tribes. And to top it all, we had players who were educated and unfortunately some of them were not educated. This was what I call a real cocktail. To lead a team with such a composition needed a greater understanding by and within the team. This was achieved with the results Kenya cricket produced in those years at international level. The world in December 2013 lost a statesman and an icon, the former South African President Nelson Mandela. the inspiring leader, was a great believer and supporter of sports. He strongly believed that sports united people irrespective of color, religion, or creed. For those who remember the gesture he did when there was immense pressure and tension in South Africa, when he wore the famous rugby t-shirt and attended to witness South Africa win during the World Cup rugby held in South Africa. That gesture helped in uniting the country. This is a lesson whose principal world leaders, including leaders in every society, be it in school or communities, need to emulate and follow by promoting sports at every level. From the information and what I have gathered today, Oshwal Education and Relief Board has taken the lead in promoting sports in this country. And this sports has been growing every year and the results speak for itself. I commend you, Mr. Chairman, and your board and your team for encouraging the students and promoting sports in your educational facilities. At this very opportunity, I would like to strongly appeal to the Jubilee government to take sports with the seriousness it deserves. Currently, and over the years, we have a Ministry of Culture, Heritage, and at the end, a word called sports is included. How can a talented country like Kenya, who has produced world stars, sportsmen and sportswomen in the last 50 years in different sports, cannot have a Ministry of Sports on its own? This must change. I appeal to all the parents and for those who can to lobby at the government level for Kenya to have a Ministry of Sports with a significant budget and managed by a very competent cabinet secretary. I see no reason why Kenya cannot produce consistently the Ronaldos, the Messis, the Tiger Woods, the Sachin Tendulkars, the Usain Bolts, or the Williams sisters. And more importantly, bring better understanding and unity within Kenya. I would now like to briefly talk on sports as a profession in different areas. I was extremely pleased from the previous speakers, from the headmaster to the PE teacher to the Honorable Secretary, for emphasizing on the need of promoting sports. I would like to further to what you have addressed. Sports in this day and age needs to be taken very seriously by parents and children, especially with the opportunities for careers and good financial rewards ahead. This is something that most parents cannot or may be slow in accepting or promoting their children to take sports as a profession. Let me remind or refresh most of the parents of my age and above on the history of how the culture was. During our childhood, most of our parents had limited or no education for various circumstances. Most ended up with a job or joint family business. It was unheard of or very rare for parents to send their children for university studies in the 1960s and the 70s. This trend started changing in the 80s, where almost all parents made every effort, from the savings they had or the loans to be taken, to give their children an opportunity to earn a degree in a university and to make a career in the fields of their choice, with the likes of pharmacy, doctors, accountants, opticians, and so on. The children are not compelled to join family businesses or dukawala business. The parents and students should now consider sports also as a career. The Western countries and now the Far East countries are heavily investing in promoting sports in form of sports academy and promotion of sports in schools. There are several opportunities in sports career. A professional sportsman, coaches, trainers, sports psychologists, physiotherapists, and so on. All these professions earn a very good living. I am sure most of you who follow international sports will agree on the opportunities and the good living these sportsmen have. To give you an example, the Wimbledon tennis in the 1960s, the winner got a trophy and a token of 1,000 pounds. Currently, just about 40 years down the road, the winner gets close to 2 million pounds with several endorsements. All other major sports have huge financial rewards, with sports such as golf, football, basketball lead the way. There are several universities in the United States of America, United Kingdom, South Africa, and other countries that offer sports as a degree in different sports fields. Some of these universities also offer sports scholarships that can greatly help the parents and the students ease the pressure financially. I am a living example on that. I come from a very humble beginning in Mombasa, but as I mentioned earlier, that it was a great challenge financially to go overseas to study. Due to having done well in tennis and from the encouragement from my parents, my elder brother and myself received a 4-year tennis scholarship in the USA, where we managed to educate ourselves and play top-level tennis through this tennis scholarship. I've had a brief discussion with Mr. Banerjee and with the sports chairman, Mr. Kishore Shah, on sports as a career. I am willing and happy to be back one day to the Oshwal institution, where we can have an in-depth discussion and dialogue for all those interested parents and students on this subject. As I conclude my message, I wish to first thank the board for the honor and respect they accorded my family and myself to be with you this afternoon. I also wish to congratulate all the achievements by the students who will be honored this afternoon, and more importantly, I congratulate all the coaches and the teachers and the Sports Hub and the board for supporting the students in promoting sports in Kenya. Finally, I wish to remind myself and request to you all that in any sphere of life that one is involving, one's motto should be, I would like to leave the place better than what I found. And as Nelson Mandela said, death is something inevitable. When a man has done what he considers to be his duty to his people, to his family, to his community, to his country, he can rest in peace. God bless you. God bless the Oshwal community. God bless Kenya. Thank you very much.